So hi everyone, this is Mzu here, Studio LTMM, and welcome to episode 3 of Recording Magic, a podcast where we explore the lived experience of recording music and podcasts and poetry and everything that has to do with us recording our creativity. And today on the show, we've got Ershaw the Rabbi. I don't know if I must use. Can I use your government name or are we leaving that out?
One we leave out.
We leave out.
We leave out.
So if you know him, you know him.
Yeah.
You know how it is when people know you from before.
Yeah.
You took on like an artist name. Like they don't take your artist name seriously.
Nah. They call me by my real name still to this day.
Ish.
I know a couple of my old mates. Thing is, my old lady doesn't call me by my real name anymore. She chills in the house and she'd be like, "Yo, Ersh." I swear to you, because everyone's adapted it. My nieces, they grew up calling me not Malume, so I don't want to be called Umalume. So I want to be called by my rap name. So it's like creates like a cornerstone for my name. Seeing the people who were made by people who are from my blood say my name, it's like it brings like, oh, it's real.
Yeah, it makes it real.
Yeah.
Where did the name come from? Ershaw the Rabbi.
So I was a physics student in high school. And before that, I was like in love with science also a bit. So Newton's first law of motion is inertia. So that's where like actually my first part of my name comes, Ershaw, to be in movement. And then the rabbi came with a conversation I had with my uncle, Utautolo, when we were in grade 9. We got off the bus and then we're chatting. It's just like, yo, bro, we saw these guys with rabbi hats in Brom because we come from NSA. And they were wearing like rabbi hats. These are black dudes wearing rabbi hats, and like that shit wasn't there. Brom was very fashion forward and like culture forward, art forward. And what it did for me, it was like showed me different lives that I could live. And even if I couldn't be that nigga, I could see that nigga live it. And I'd be like, I'm living it because it's right on my face. So I saw these guys who made rabbi hats. And then we saw these guys and like, this looks brazy. Got into the bus, kept talking about rabbi hats, kept talking about rabbis. And then it just got to the point I was like, ay, Taulundwana. Ershaw the Rabbi and Donna.
Ershaw the
And then he looked at me
together in that moment.
like literally. And then he looked at me like, no, bro, that sounds amazing. And we had a rap crew back then. Dalu used to rap as a rapper, hardcore.
We're gonna get into that story.
And he actually put we had a rap crew, and then it was like I was the head rapper, and head rappers like to name the crew and also like maybe give people their names and stuff. That's how it works in rap, it's like that. So I wanted everyone to have like the rabbi as like ASAP, it's like ASAP Mob, each crew had like names and it was influencing me too. So I was like, yo, I want my crew to have like, we're all the rabbis. But then Dalu was like, nah, you're the rabbi.
Oh,
so because of him, I held it and I didn't tell no one.
Okay.
So from when I was 15 until I was 17, I hadn't spoke about my rap name. I just carried on as wada. You'll blur that out when it airs.
Boop.
Yeah. And then I'll get to when I was 17, and then I started going around school and saying, yo, Kosher the Rabbi or Ershaw the Rabbi.
You know what? This is we have a problem on this podcast. Officially, we have a problem. Because you said you went to high school where?
At NSA.
All right.
And you went
The
where?
last guy who was on the show went to high school where?
No lie.
NSA.
For real?
Tsepo Tsotetse.
Oh, shit.
Right?
That's my senior.
And we were like, I went to NSA.
Yeah, you like my senior,
right?
senior.
2003 matriculated. So that's a lifetime ago.
Yo, my nigga, what?
Exactly. So we were the year that
yeah.
actually made the school song.
Whoa,
So
for
the
the
school
our
song,
school,
yeah,
it's
it's
different.
different.
For real, it's
See
all.
our
I have to give you a hug, dog.
we
Ah,
had it
shit.
all.
Ah, shit.
The earphone came out.
Now let me put it back in.
See, our school is
It's
combined with all the special arts.
I know. Music to art,
And
art to drama,
something
drama
like
to
that.
dance.
So,
and together
we
forever.
were the
You can't
year-
forget it, nigga. That's gotta be in your heart.
United,
Yeah,
we
we
shall
shall stand. Dog, that shit was too
So,
much. Yeah.
so this is messy because from now I'm gonna do background checks. If anyone else comes in there from NSA, as in phone like it will be a podcast until
that's
the next
crazy.
season, until the next season
But
because
you know,
we're
the
gonna
industry has got an influx of us, so
yeah.
that's no
You
lie.
know,
we,
so
we did do our work.
Brethren, what year did you
Me,
matriculate?
I failed 2015. I was supposed to matriculate,
Yeah.
and then I matriculated 2016.
Jeez.
Yeah.
What's the story behind that?
I bunked school to go to studio. So without that, we wouldn't be
Oh,
having this
shit.
conversation of Ershaw the
Yeah.
Rabbi. So in my whole grade 11 year, I didn't go for like every 30 days.
Yeah.
So a term's got 3 months, right?
It's like, yeah, about 3 months.
3 months. So I bunked a month of every term.
Mm.
And then I would go to studio. And so instead of going to my final exams, I was like,
Yeah.
nah, I'm going to go to studio. So I just established my rap career.
So you didn't go, you missed exams to go to studio.
Yeah, on God. Final exams, not the June exams, like
And
final.
I was just late for exams because of honeys. That's all.
And there's honeys for days. You know why? Hostel, the day you come, you just like, I want to do what I want to do.
Yeah,
You know?
wow, man.
Yeah.
This connection, and I didn't know. I mean, with the last interview, I knew coming into it that, this is a fellow brother from
Alumni, yeah.
NSA. And now it's like, now I'm like hearing you're busy having memorations. But anyway,
Yeah.
so Ershaw the Rabbi is born, and now you are choosing this very particular kind of like direction in your hip hop, which I say is that MC, that is that what some people call quote unquote real hip hop. You know what I'm saying? Some people would like to call. So I'd like to find out about your opinions on, that there's this hip hop that's like, going in that trap kind of direction or whatever's happening now.
Yeah.
And then there's what you're doing, which seems like a far more niche. It's become niche, a niche vibe in hip hop. Can you just take us through that?
So me rapping started from my uncle. He's like an old head. So he started listening to Bochis, Chega, Big L, Big Pun, like MCs. And my rap career started with I was outside my granny's house and I was singing Lil Wayne's Lollipop. And my uncle was Nar. I'm the lick it like a lollipop. Hey, I'm young as hell. He's like, what the fuck? So he walks outside. It's me, my brother, my sister, and my uncle Lutalo. And we're singing that song. I see him walk out and look at us. And he's like,
He was not impressed.
He wasn't impressed. So then all my siblings walk inside the house. I'm the only one left outside for when he comes out the second time. But when he comes out the second time, he comes out with Decoded, the book by Jay-Z, and the Black Album. And then he's like, you need to listen to these two quarters and determine who's the best. And then he gave it to me like that, because what you're rapping is shit.
Ish.
And then I was like, I'm 10 years old.
But that's Lil Wayne, though. He's also like...
No, he is lit. I pay homage to Wayne.
Yeah.
And it was that like conversation that started me.
Yeah.
So it was him giving me Jay-Z's Decoded. And it's like coming to the conversation where you're like, yo, moving the trap way and the niche I'm doing. So I'm reading Decoded as a 10-year-old. And all my friends, we're listening to Lollipop, we're listening to the mainstream hip-hop, we're listening to YMCMB. We're listening to I Can Make Your Bed Rock, Girl. That time, my uncle is like, nah, D Evils.
It was
He's
a dark time.
No, my nigga, listen to D Evils. No, now we're going to go into, to the Black Album, listen to this track by
Thank
Jigga.
God for uncles.
No, definitely.
Uncles and older brothers, man.
They
Shout
do the right
out.
thing.
And we're back. And just so you guys know, it's cold as a witch's tit out here.
Yeah.
We can feel it, but we're still going for it. Winter is a beautiful time.
if you think so, bro.
It is. I mean, you know what? We need to embrace these things.
Yeah, I know, no cap.
Embrace these seasons. So, we were talking about, the different types of hip hop and, what your thoughts were on where things are right now.
Hip hop is where the people are. That's from most def. Hip hop is like art. It just reflects where the people are. So as much as we'll be like, yo, man, the era of hip hop right now will be more. It's way past mumble rap. It's way past mumble rap. Like what Playboy Cardi and them were doing in that time, and what Yeet and them are doing now is there's two different spheres of like the mumble energy. But now it's not based on their lyricism. It's based on the energy they bring in the song. So me as an MC, like someone who focuses on, okay, how do I put my punchlines? How do I put my metaphors and all of those poetical devices in cohesion to make it like something worthy for someone to listen to? But then someone might have a different influx with the feeling of and you must know Kanye gave us that idea when he released Scoopity Whoop, Whoop. Scoop, whoop, scoop. And he was already telling you hip-hop's going that way, but we didn't see it. We were just thinking, oh, Kanye's tripping. When actually you need to see that hip-hop is where the people are. People are dumbfounded now, bro. We 30 seconds on videos. We want to watch things for 20 seconds. We don't do an hour on things. We don't watch movies. We watch series. Everything is... So because of where the music's at, that's where the people are. And maybe I'm not there where the people are, but I'll jam to Talk by Yeet because I'm a rapper and I know how it feels to be in studio and be like, shit, vibe. You know, it's a different feeling when we're talking about the feeling, you know? But now if I'm talking about the lyricism and how they approach to how they write, Pusha T said this about Drake. Oh, they make music like that. That's cool. I write my shit. So it's like I say that about everyone else. I don't look down upon what you do. I'll be like, okay, you do music like that, my nigga. But when I get to studio, all my shit is written down. Or it's freestyled. Like we're going in. We're trying to rebirth what gave us birth. We can't now say fuck the old heads. I can say fuck the old heads if you're trying to battle me. Then we battle. But that's swordsmanship. That's what hip-hop's about.
Yeah.
That's the whole thing of the samurai in hip-hop, that we've got to be loyal to the fucking genre. So the blood, sweat, and tears comes in there. And then another cat's going to come and be like, okay, cool. We went into studio and maybe they recorded 4 songs and they're all 808s and they made it. I wouldn't have as much respect for him than I'll have, not for a boom bap cat, for a cat who's in studio constantly trying to find sound, not hopping onto waves, like finding sound and like risking his voice. Because you must know, in making music, you're risking your voice to be heard. And if people don't like what you're expressing, it's something that you feel negatively inside. Like, what am I doing wrong?
What do you mean by risking your voice?
Art is like putting yourself naked in front of the world. And anytime you're naked, you are your most vulnerable.
Wow.
So that's what you're doing when you're hitting a verse. That's what you're doing when you're dropping a chorus in studio. You're letting a piece of you go, and you want that response from the room so that that piece can come back. That's the energy. So now some of these cats just get into studio and it's all about vibes. And I get, the feeling must be there. That's why their music goes and hits now. But then we're talking about music that's going to stay for 10 years. People are going to constantly breaking down. At schools, they're going to study for literature and for the musicality. Like we can take Kendrick in per se, like how he went from a rapper to then, shit, man, I only know how to rap, but fuck, man, let me get into the musicality of the shit. Then he calls Terrence Martin. He's calling people who are in the musical jazz sphere to come and bring him home to what music means. So that's what I feel like is missing in rap, the unification of what hip-hop should mean to music. Like as much as, there's the trap side, but you can't just be hopping on 808s, my nigga. That shit's gonna bore me in studio. Like, what's going on, you know?
So okay, let's get into the I think there's an ego of hip hop, you know, and I think, you know, the ego is something that is it's not bad and it's not good. I think, you know, spiritually, when they talk about the ego, it's just a part of us that we need to survive within community, in the sense that things are still gonna make you want to stand out. But it seems quite overt in terms of hip hop, where sometimes it's about, you know, there's a lot of messages of putting the other guy down so you can come up. Like, oh, you cats can't rap like me. You know, I bag you niggas like groceries. You know what I'm saying? Hey, don't steal my bars. Don't steal my bars. So what's like for you? Like, what's that vibe? There seems to be that, you know, because you spoke about the swordsmanship, but there seems to be like this like bigging up of the South that is so like core to hip hop.
So remember, hip-hop, before we get to the term hip-hop, it's rap, rhythm and poetry. In poetry, there's the use of, what, like in the beginning I said, poetical devices. And in poetry, there's characterization. It's for theme writing. And in hip-hop, the biggest character is the king. Is to be king. Is to double down and be better than the king. It's because every nigga who's rapped is not from a good situation. You wouldn't want to say you're a king if you're already living like a king. You know it. You're reiterating those words like a mantra. We're not rapping for you. Remember, you might be listening, but this is also for me. When I say, nigga, I'm a king, I'm killing you, or I'm going to go in like gruesome ways of saying the raps. It's only because this is a bloody sport. This is a bloody sport, dog. We're not coming here to play. Niggas need to feed their families. So we're taking bread from niggas' mouths and we bring it to our camp. That's how hip-hop is. Hip-hop is serious because you see, if I didn't get the check to do that gig, someone else got it. Then I see his name. That's my op. And hip-hop is orientated on op because we don't know how to speak to each other as black people. A black nigga can't go to another nigga and be like, please give me an opportunity you had. Now it seems like I'm your subordinate. And then you're going to use that to me because you're going to have, inferiority complex. Then you're going to be superior to me.
But is it something that you feel should still continue, or do you feel like it's something that might die out or change about the craft?
It won't die out because niggas is broke. Like, it won't die out. Like, it's always gonna be where I'm gonna be after this interview, and there's another rapper who's gonna watch this and be like, I'm better than that nigga. That's hip hop, and it's not because like we need to get to the point where we navigate that conversation to positivity, where we're like, yeah, believe in yourself, my nigga, but believe in yourself so much that other niggas can be great. That's the conversation that you can't have in hip hop.
It's like there's almost like a bit of a scarcity mindset. While at the same time in hip hop, there's a lot of rap about riches, you know.
Because it's from rags to riches. That's these are like, these are like not commandments. Like these are things we live by, like mantras we live by in hip hop. Rags to riches, money, hoes, and clothes, pussy, money, weed. Like these are things as rappers that you eventually embody, not because you want to, because you know you're not trying to live a life where it's full of lying, right? So rappers live lives that are more ostentatious, more gruesome, and a bit vividly vulgar.
Yes.
And that's what people want. And you must know, dog, I'm going to tell you this from being a rapper. Them don't give a fuck about how good you are. It's just how good you make them feel. So you got to always try and look at Young Thug's situation now. He could have stopped doing that. But then he had to keep trapping, be that hard nigga, because why? If he stops doing it in the streets, niggas going to be like, you lacking. And it's done for you. And in South Africa, we thought none of that is real. Slide it on AKA.
Ish. Let's not get into that
like
one.
But that's how it's real with hip hop. Like, oh, you winning.
But do you think it's like more of a reflection on us as what we call black men? I mean, I hate the term black, but I'm going to use that to, be understood. Do you feel like it's a kind of a programming that we can't let go of?
You see, you hit the nail there. You are previously disadvantaged individual who's surviving around, I don't want to use this term, richer people. And it's always people not of your color, white people, Indian people, Muslim people. You are there. Uyakhuluza ntwana. Uyaspana. You're in studio maybe 20 hours a day. You've been doing it for 8 years. Ntwana ena 18, she phuma kuwe nge 3-5 But that's your life. That's your raps. That's how you're supposed to live. That's what you think. That's why it pushes this thing to be that comparison. You've been put down. Then you're like, nah, I'm going to win.
But like it's this whole thing of sometimes that gets to me about hip-hop where people will rap about things that they don't necessarily have or do. You know, like these young cats will come up and talk about how they're going to stomp a nigga out. That time they've never been in a real fight. You know what I'm saying? Like,
and that's because that's what people envy. People envy the detriment of black people. They don't envy our greatness, bro.
Maybe they envy the potential.
They don't.
Potential
bro.
is not something that's manifested.
They don't even envy our potential, because if they envied our potential, there'd be a different regulation in the rap vibe. Do you hear white people make music about murder the way we do?
No.
Do you hear like any other
They
race?
don't make songs about shooting up schools.
Do you understand? Do we make songs about I'm a slide on my ops' mom on Christmas Day, and on the song we all like, yo,
Like what? Why?
you understand? But because you don't even know how it feels to go to a person that you have hate with and be like, yo, but let's resolve this like this, because you never got the time for resolution. You only got the time for this. Because you fighting the world, fighting that nigga, fighting this. So you just like on defense the whole time. You're like, I'm going to fight now. So you're expecting a nigga like that. And even think about when you have a dog and you treat it brutally. Do you know what type of dogs come out from that? If you've been to dog fights, you see those, that's a black man. You expect that thing to come back and say, I'm fine.
Nah.
Niggas, don't tell me that shit. That's
So
bullshit.
rappers need psychologists.
Yeah, that's why we go to therapy. I vouch for it. I vouch for it. Just because I have the capabilities to like holler at homies of mine who studied psychology or therapy, I vouch for therapy with my
Yeah.
niggas. When we in studio, we be like the shit that goes down in studio, dog. You can see niggas is going through
Yeah,
it.
that they're not okay.
You know?
Into coming from this topic of MCs and rappers is that it's coming back to your sound and listening to it. I mean, I know you are South African because I know you. I know your ID name. I've even met your mom.
yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
You know me.
I know you, but when I heard your music, I was like, this doesn't have a location. This music doesn't have it's not like it's Pro Kid where you can hear Guti I. Yes, you know what I'm saying? It's like it's almost got a very international kind of feeling about it. Can you tell me a bit more about that direction or decision?
That's my family. So you've met my mom. My family is mixed. So because I have like a family with an array of culture, they've always told us that we shouldn't localize our minds. Yeah, local is good, but global is better. So I've always like looked at things bigger. Not saying that like on God, but when I rap, I take a different approach. It's like a different character. Actually,
I feel like I'm a queen right now. Can you feel this weather?
Queen's
If I'm a queen, they can't kill. We get out mighty can't kill. Okay, let's come back. It's just long. It's some kitchen match. But wait, so
it's fun.
Let's come to this. How has the reception been to your music in a international side of things and the local side of things?
Well, I would say internationally it'll be like a better platform for me. No lie, because it's like a lot of the times people will be like, "Oh, you from Brooklyn? Oh, you a Jamaican American? Or you from like you Angolan American? Like you from Europe?" And these are cats I work with from overseas, and I'll be like, "No, I'm from actually Soweto, Johannesburg." And it's good for me to get into an international point, but I don't want to be displaced at home. Like, I feel displaced at home. So it's like, fuck, the Abangese wekai. That's like far.
Do you almost feel like you're born in the wrong place?
No, not even. I feel like I was born with mishaps that made me choose the decisions I did now. Like, like my mom raised us three. My father had died when we were 2 years old, so she made the solemn decision to be like, I have no time to teach you guys vernac. I'm just gonna take you guys to Model C schools, isn't this in Jalo? And then she went to Tanyani, and then that's when we had to learn Ekas, you know what I mean? So, I mean, like, I want to be closer to home in my way. Like, I don't want to rap in vernac, not because I don't see the value in it, because I can't do it as good as how them niggas do it.
Okay.
You know what I mean? I love Kasi rap. I even the gents will tell you, I will produce Kasi rap beats and then go and produce something like you heard Cocaine Seeds, because I'll be like, I like the value of texture. It creates like a tonality. I can rap in English and another nigga goes in Zulu and I'm like, that's beautiful.
Yeah.
And that's, for me, it's like, I just want at home to finally see the value of other styles. To be able to be like, oh, this guy is like this. This is who he is. From where I was grown, this is what it made the man. So that's all. And
the paper's gone. The script is gone.
The script, we're
script
going
is gone.
off
Can I have
script,
the
going off the dome. He's going off the dome.
So if there were like a group of rappers that should say, you know how like a cocktail is made up of different ingredients, right? Thank you. That's Ukagiso, by the way, who's helping out. Thank you, Kagiso. If you were to, there's a group of rappers or even musicians that you think you are composed of in terms of your alchemy.
Yeah, I like how you put it.
Who would be in that drink?
Like, first, we're going to have to put Jigga because of the style of double entendre. Big L, Brown Dash, Bricks,
Brown Dash.
On God. My mom used to play him. Dude. I grew up around Brown Dash. My mom knew him personally.
Okay.
So when I mean Brown Dash, it's not because I listen to his music, just Bengyada Malume Dash. Like, they used to live down the road where we used to live in Fourway. So it's like Ntando and them, like this South African artists I grew up around because my mom was in that scene. So She's always in the art scene. So I grew up around South African artists I love. So it's Brown Dash, it's Jay-Z, Big L, Brown Dash, Bricks Mabricado because of the rhythmical. Hey, like you can't do that under band. What? Like the way he does the rhythmical flow there, like for me, is like it influenced a lot of how I wanted to like rap, like the style of rap. You know, like when I was younger, I used to do like fast rhythmical rap, you know, like the old 90s fast. And that's something I learned from listening to Bricks. I'll add on Capital Steez. You're most deaf. That's
I don't know. Okay,
that's Joey Badass's father. Yeah, the nigga who gave Joey Badass,
okay.
the Pro Era crew comes from Capital Steez's mind. Yeah, and it was, because it's Pro Era, and it was they called, yo man, what was Pro Era before? Before Pro Era was Alpha. Oh, I'm even forgetting what the crew was before, but that's when Capital was alive still. You got Capital Steez. I need someone from Brooklyn. That's a cat that I'm forgetting. Mick Jenkins. Definitely, Mick Jenkins is like, for the conscientizing of my rap. The Waters made me, I sat listening to the Waters and I wanted to make a tape that was that impactful on the whole musical sphere because he tapped into going in and fucking up beats. So I was like, shit, I need to do that. So Mick Jenkins also did that for me. Last two, fuck man, this is hard. Mac Miller. Yo. I grew up on Mac. You went to school high. You went to high school. I went to school high. Like kids, I was that nigga. I was the niggas popping acid.
were living that.
We were the wild niggas at school, like banking.
You were
like,
the guys that gave that school its name. I'm not gonna say a bad name.
No, the drug is on the hill.
The
no, that shit, nigga. What?
We found the druggie on the hill.
So
let's
it's like that.
Yeah, maybe we shouldn't put that in. Maybe the school, like the lawyers say. Can we check with the lawyers?
Yeah.
Just so,
Did we say that? I don't know. Hey.
So just to do a 180.
Yeah.
You are a classically trained cellist.
Yeah. Shit. Yeah.
How does that happen?
Excuse me.
How does that happen?
My grandmother. So when my mom went to prison, my grandmother was like, "We need something as an outlet because we might just like fuck out. We still need something that's gonna help us deal with what we're going through at that time." So my grandmother said, "Art is the best way." And then she...
How old were you at this point?
My mom went to prison and I was like 11. Now I was 11. Yeah, I was 11 years old.
In primary school.
Primary school,
years.
yeah. When 10, 11, I was in grade 5 when my mom went. Yeah, so when she went into prison, my grandmother was like, we just need you to like find some shit. And then my brother, my eldest brother, Uvelapi, Levoy Paragon, he's a visual artist and a tattoo artist. So he'd been drawing since he was 9. Like, not even like 7. So he had an art outlet. So my grandma was like, when you write. And then my sister, my eldest sister, Ukolani, the little brother, and Nutalu, we went and got into a music school. My sister wasn't really about it, but she started the violin and it's like, it's not really my shit. And then she went into masousing, like with her hands. And then me and Dalu went into playing I played the cello, he plays the double bass. And just to, like, she thought about it as rehabilitation. Went to one in Orlando, went to another one in like another place, I even forgot. And then we went to the final one at Deep Kloof Zone 3, where I was then raised as a classical cellist from the age 12 until I was like 20. I left there when I was 17. Yeah, but I had been playing there from when I was 12 until I was 17. Yeah.
Oh, so do you still play?
Yeah, I still play the cello.
Okay.
Yeah, I compose from the cello. Some of the newest records that I've been working on this new project of mine, Sia even knows, I've just been mimicking the cello's voicing for some of the melodies for my voice because I've been going in a more vocal approach with this project. Yeah.
So your style is very gritty. It's very, it's very intense. At the same time, your music I've found is very like minimalistic in a way. It's like almost like monochromatic.
Straight. Like that's also because of film. Like I don't know why I see sound. So like when I'm producing, like Pharrell says he sees colors and shit. So like I will see colors, but I see like you see the temperament of colors, like the temperature color, like if it's hot, if it's warm.
Okay,
if it's cold.
hold on. The government's watching us.
I know that's not for cause,
How are we looking with time there? Hey? 10 minutes. That's the one sound that I don't miss from the hood.
Oh,
Like,
that's all you hear.
because I grew up Ezola.
Kasila
So
Kontwana.
every time, because every stolen car went there. So I was just like, you know what I'm saying? Now you're trying to record in the bedroom there. I should have just put it in the record. You know what I'm
Oh, it's
saying?
gonna sound like you really a wild nigga.
So yeah, we were just talking about your style, you know, how gritty it is. At the same time, how the music is like it's so minimalistic.
You know, I actually do like, so there's some of my records where I go really complex, and that's only if the record speaks that way, and that's how it works for me.
But in a way, sometimes a huge amount of complexity ends up creating a you know
Something
a
simple as
unity,
some
you
like
know?
like in Bach would do this thing with, it's called polyphonic voicing and contrapuntal.
Sikhowa, contrapuntal. Right, Ziba?
They taught us at school, mama. You took us to school, mama. You can see it now, mama.
Yeah.
And so those voicings are things that go in opposing directions but lead to points of unity. So because I have an extensive musical background, I choose everything particularly. Like, as much as it would be like, oh, on that song, it might seem as if we're having fun. Yeah, we are having fun, but we sit down and you can ask. There's PM there, like he be in studio and I be fucking writing every fucking thing. Like, it's all concentration. Like, I do not like to waste time in studio. I hate niggas who waste time. I hate niggas who write for 18 hours when I could have recorded 9 songs. I don't like niggas who waste time. I don't like the energy of waste, because that's not something you need. So we get into studio and it's like, this beat is speaking. Let's get in. Or then get into studio, oh, this beat is singing. Let's go there. Or get into studio, it's an Afro beat. Fana, Rem, let's get in. You know, you've got to feel like, if we had to be on set and they're like, yo, Ersh, we need you to act as if you're in Brazil. If I'm on a Latin instrumental and I go and I rap a trap thing, what am I doing? But if I involve the trap rhythm in a bossa nova melody, now I'm doing it. Like, it's that thing of, I just sit back and I'm like, I send this all. So I think my music has a lot of me sitting back and wanting to be the Quincy Jones of my own shit. So executively producing and like, Ersh, nah, that was whack.
Okay.
No, Ersh, do this better.
You're your own judge.
Yeah, no, for real. I've been. Sia knows I literally cut a 4-line in a song and he's like, no, it's dope, bro. And I was like, my nigga, I'm gonna write a better verse with the same flow. And he was like, okay, away. And then I did it and he looked at me like, that's Wayne. That's the Wayne part of it that comes into you and makes you feel like, I can't just record and say that's it. I gotta be greedy.
Yeah. But there's so many people, I think, who want to do what you're doing. And especially people, there's a lot of people with a talent for raps and writing raps and wanting to record. Like, what would you say to that person that's, you know, dying to break out in that way or to come out of the musician closet?
Don't listen to no one unless they really love you. Your sound comes from your heart. So do not listen to nobody unless they love you. Take each step seriously. Don't fight yourself. Fight the world. Look at your journey as a journey, not as a destination point. Enjoy each step so that when you get to where you want to be, you're not sad alone. That's all I can say.
What would be the first step?
Get off your ass. Get off your ass. Stop waiting for anyone to say you must do it. Record with what you have. Yeah, like I'm like, I record with the minimalist shit. I can be in studio, in a big studio, and then my niggas know I'll be like, I don't like how my voice sounds, and we in a incubated, beautiful what, and I'm like, I want my performance mic, my small sound card. I want to feel like, okay, we're doing thug nigga shit now. Yeah, you know.
You're getting thugged.
Yeah, we're getting thugged out. You know, that's why I wanted to grab this mic. That time me like, yo, Ersh, wait, just, you know, be. So it's like, get off your ass and don't be afraid to fall and get off it again and fall, because you're the only one to teach yourself. Failure is one of the best lessons.
Failure is the best teacher.
Succeeding is like a drug. It's a 15-second high that never fulfills you.
So you also you are also a multi-talented person, because I've seen on your pages that you are an art director, you're a photographer.
Oh, I'm not a photographer. I'm just a creative director.
Yeah, but I guess you have to have that eye to be that thing. You know what I'm saying? It's like you have to have that lens. You can't know you know the workings of a camera well enough to know what you want to get out of it.
Well, there's the God. There's of the vision, the shot,
Yeah.
the shooter, Scrooder. Drake
Yeah.
calls it, so Drake's photographer's name Scrooder. If you listen to his music,
Bring him around. Come around.
You just
man.
need to see.
Come
you need to see-
around so you
this
can
is-
see
so
it.
I have an eye to direct. This is the eye
There he
to
is.
capture.
There's the eye.
This is literally the capturing. Will be like, I'll be like, yo, manga, we need a literally like we will have the conversation, and when you see that after, it's like it's I just
Wait, what did Travis Scott say? I didn't. I
No,
kicked.
no,
I
Drake.
kicked. I kicked. No, Travis Scott said I kicked the photographer
But
off the
stage
because I don't know
yeah,
how.
just
I don't
snapping
like
my
how he's
angles.
snapping my angle. I was just like,
that's two.
and I'm a photographer at that time, and I was like, whoa, I need to watch out when Travis Scott comes to South Africa
Nah,
because
because you must snap him right. No, for real. Like we have that. So with the visuals, it's an extensive. I want to be a director.
Yeah.
So I want to branch. Not want to. I'm branching out from not like I'm not rapping. Branching out of music into film directing.
Yeah.
So me and Manga work together. He's got his own production company. I have my own production company, and then we in association for visual direction, visual capturing, campaign shooting. So we work in the processing of. I can think ideas, he can capture, he can think ideas, and I can help direct. So the whole point of it is that I have an eye to look at what I like, he has an eye to look at what he likes, and that works so well together.
I've seen that. You guys should check out the pages. What are the handles?
Yo, at Ershaw, at u.gk, and at Gin Tonico. Gin Tonico. Yeah.
Very beautiful visuals. Yeah. As a photographer, I'm like, I approve. I sign. And I've been doing photography for 20 years. 20 years in the game, homie. You know what I'm saying? 20 years.
That's bad, nigga. What?
Still to this day. So the thing I wanted to get
amazing.
into is how you are, in a way, your own muse. You know? Especially in a lot of your videos, it's just like, you'll know this face. You're gonna look at this face and know this face.
You're gonna even be able to draw it. You're gonna sketch.
So
it.
how is that? You know, because you do it in a very artistic way. You know, in terms of how you represent yourself on recorded media.
So with the videography, I really take it serious on the ideas of what I want myself to look like. A lot of rappers like the multiple scenes, multiple things, a lot of women, and branding. I was like, okay, like how you said, minimalistic. I stripped everything off, and I was like, but these niggas need to listen to me rap. So I need them to focus. So we shoot on prime focus lenses that deal with that in film. Those are the scenes in film that are like when the actor has a monologue that's like a soliloquy in theater where they have to take themselves out. So I want to shoot all my visuals in that style. Like that scene in a movie where that nigga spoke his heart out.
Yeah.
So the representation of Ershaw the Rabbi in visuals is a film character.
Okay.
Like a young Supranino. Like that's what I see myself when I'm watching myself. I'm like, okay, Nwana, you know, it's like, you know, want that soprano swag, you know, because I'm obsessed with
I've seen that.
Italian aesthetic on visuals.
Yeah.
And then it's like Scorsese, yes, but then we go to Spike Lee. Then I was like, oh, there's a black nigga who does that. So we fed from that, and then Gabriel Moses is another visual god who then gave us another light to think like, we can capture black people majestically. We don't need to capture us like slaves. Shit, nigga, we doing that.
That's a beautiful eye to look through. Kainima. Is that how you say
Yeah,
it?
Kainima.
Kainima
Yeah.
Records. Please just like tell us a bit about that.
Kainima Records is the company I opened in 2018 inside my eldest cousin. He's my uncle, but my eldest cousin's house in First Avenue in Melville on a rainy day in March. It's raining. And I was like, I don't want no one to distribute, license my music. I don't want no one to know the metadata. I don't want no one to deal with my production process. I don't want no one to deal with my marketing. I don't want no nigga to know what the fuck I create. That's intellectual property. So I was like, nah, fam. So I opened up Kainima Records. And I was like, I'm gonna push distribution and licensing. Yeah, I believe in the value of ownership. So I wanted to own my masters. So I signed myself to a lifetime contract to my own record label.
Your own record label.
Yeah, so I own my masters independently way before I knew what that was. Only when I opened the company off and realized I'm opening a company in this pursuit, I was like, oh shit. Okay, so I own my masters. I own everything I record. I understand what the value is of my intellect.
So when it pops, the whole bag is yours.
And my niggas. And my fam, we're gonna eat.
We're gonna eat. We're gonna be all right.
Until the sun comes down, we're gonna eat. Yeah, it's gonna be another glorious table.
So you have, I think you have a single coming out.
I have an LP and an EP coming.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. Can you tell us a bit about that before we get into the bars of the thing? You know.
So I'm releasing an LP called UGK. I've been promoting it since last year, December or
UGK.
UGK, yeah, Underground
UGK.
King.
Okay.
From Banpi and Pimpsy.
Yeah.
From the south, I'm from Diepkloof, Soweto, Southwestern Township. So I embody the south in the hip hop, in my sound, in like everything. So I really fuck with like the cultural references of even American hip hop. So I also put it in my south shit. Like, so I looked at the theme UGK just hit me because the life I live is pretty like, I don't know how to put it in words. That's why I put it in my music, you know, because dreams of Santorini, eating French pussy, then we downing exquisite martinis, yellow asparagus dipped in hints of tahini. The menu's outlandish, the venue's Atlantic. The views is straight madness. We puffin' on medicinal like Bob Marley then got cancer. Solo flow niggas, fuck you ho niggas. I got soul on flow, I don't go for niggas. Pint drip slow my nigga, money move most y'all niggas. I'm tryna be bi-coastal, young ass goat nigga, let it breathe. I didn't reach my higher purpose. Look me in my eyes and convince me you're not a serpent. Lunch date urges, you still pulling shifts at work, kid. Your boss got you topping your performances. My verse is getting plagiarized by pastors in them sermons, kid. Never address those who be lurking through them curtains. Peeping ass homies keep me working. Like, that's what my life's about. It's like, I might be from the hood, but I'm gonna have yellow asparagus dipped in green tahini. I'm gonna have exquisite martinis. I'm literally living the rap life I want.
You're a multifaceted being.
So it's like certain things is like, shit, I might come from Ekasi and then one day I'm eating a quarter. Then one day we like, we're in four ways, dog. And then one day we in, like, I'm like, oh, that's the rap energy, that whole underground king.
Yeah.
That like, oh shit, the king of the underground. I came from the mud and I'm happy. I'm happy from the trenches. I cleaned myself and I came inside and I'm like, oh, Nyashine. So that's Underground King.
Yeah.
And then I'm in the recording process of it. So it's a major release that's coming in July. And in that, May is my musical release. I did a release roster where I did like a schedule of what I'm releasing. And in that release, I had each month from April, January, February, March, April, May, June, July, and I did a promo run. And in May, I'm releasing the singles. So I've already released four singles in the beginning of the month. And then now I'm releasing the EP, which is called Duffel Bag Boys EP.
So here we go, Duffel Bag Boys.
Shit. I done did this shit with high feet. Young Ted DiBiase. No weak nigga gon' stop me. My bloodline in line with Gassi. Alhamdulillah, when niggas triangle, make them isosceles. Isolate my opposite mind is compromised. He no longer an op to me. We working for that finance. Please don't come to me for shit for free. Need that European contract, that Nigerian contact, that Ukrainian combat. Alright, 9 to 5 on my neck, sterling in check. 26 gon' need a 9, cause we ain't getting the 27 with a stress. Double on the vest, I ain't going out like Pops. For me, I'm first and then we check. Legacy, I'm protecting me and mine, staying blessed. I see all you fools as food, nigga, I'ma make a mess. Times have changed, the Rolex color and it's fitting best, I guess. My inner God, no industry nigga, be my ops, not even God. I'm reunited, I'm that old Sir Alex Ferguson of Man United. Them red devils so inside of my pink game is fucking priceless. Stroke resembling Picasso in his prime touch. You that old man with arthritis with his fists up trying to fight us. Sit down, nigga, you fucking clown. Yeah. That's Duffelback Boys for life.
Aight. So check it out. Where is it gonna be available?
On all DSPs, all major platforms, always YouTube, iTunes, Google Play, everything, always. Yeah.
Okay. Ershaw
the Rabbi.
the Rabbi.
Yeah.
Thank you so much
Thank you
for joining us on
Thank
this
you for having
episode of Recording Magic. Thank you so much to the team. They're in the background.
Shout out to the Gen, shout out to Sia, shout out to my nigga Gintonico, shout out to my nigga MZ, shout out to the niggas in the back, shout out to everyone, man. Shout out to the energy we have.
Shout out.
Yeah.
So please check out Ershaw the Rabbi. And also stay tuned for more here on Recording Magic. One.